Hello everyone. This video is about the Safety Mate SM303. One extra added prep to your first aid is very essential. But before we get to it, I want to show you something else. Ensuring that you have extra batteries is a plus in your preps. So what we do here is we store a lot of the Duracell batteries. These things last for 10 years. So I take them out the box and I use these little ammo pouches that I buy online. And this one here is made by Case Guard, and it's the Case Guard 50. And it fits these AA batteries perfectly. And they have a different one for the AAAs, which I have some boxes of those too, but decided to pull these out. Besides the normal Duracell batteries, it's always good to have you some rechargeable batteries. And some that I use is made by Eneloop. I'll show you what this little kit looks like. If I can get it open. And this is what we'll be using today on what I'm showing you. And these little kits come with the charger, and it comes with some AA batteries, and it also comes with some AAA batteries. And what's good about this, let's say you need a D-cell battery, you can use this little can, and this little Eneloop can opens up where you put batteries in, like your AA batteries. And you can put you also got some C's in here too. If you need 2 C's, you can use these adapters to put smaller batteries in, rechargeable batteries. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that because we're going to be using some of the rechargeable AA batteries, and I'll tell you why. Let me get these things in here. This machine takes 4 AA rechargeable batteries. Alright, and it kind of tells you there not to use only NiCad rechargeable batteries when using the AC adapter. This thing comes with an AC adapter, and that's where the little charging tabs are. Alright, we'll put that here. And this is the charger you can put on your wall. It screws with 3 screws, and this machine sets right in there and locks in. So then this machine can stay hanging on your wall, and when you need it, you just pop it off and take it with you wherever, if you need it for someone that has an injury. What's really cool about this device, it's kind of like it provides like a verbal life-saving information, for common medical emergencies like unresponsive CPR, convulsions, bleeding, burns, amputation, chest pain, choking, head, spine, neck, fractures, electric shock, eye injury, and homeland security. And it asks you questions, so it has a yes and no button. You can either use it in English or you can use it in Spanish. And it's made by Safety Mate. And if you're going and you think it's going too fast, you can pause it, or you can resume or repeat. You can turn the volume up, and then it has a little charge light right there to tell you if your batteries are charged or not. And they're not really charged, so I'm gonna get this back in the cradle so it can stay on. So I'll go through some of these for you, kind of show you what it does. Let's do bleeding.
Bleeding. For bleeding, use gloves if available. Place a sterile dressing or a clean cloth directly on the wound and press firmly. Do not apply a tourniquet. You may have to press for a long time with very firm pressure to stop the bleeding. If there is a possibility of a broken bone, be careful. Do not apply too much pressure. Remember to keep direct pressure on the wound. Do not lift the dressing, even if it becomes saturated with blood. Place additional dressings over the first dressing. Try to keep the victim from moving. If a sharp object remains partly stuck in the body, do not take it out. Bleeding from the mouth can be serious if blood or broken teeth block the airway and cause breathing
And
problems.
while it's going,
If bleeding is deep,
if you want to pause it, you can pause it. If you want to repeat,
bleeding.
you can change.
For
You can
bleeding,
start all
use
over
gloves
again.
if available. Place a sterile dressing or a clean cloth directly on the wound and press firmly.
You can pause it. And let's say if you have an electric shock.
Electric shock. Look first. Do not touch the victim as long as the victim is in contact with the power source. Keep yourself safe. Do not enter a high voltage area. Be aware of all electrical risks, including electrified water, live electrical wires, or a tingling sensation coming from the ground. Turn off the main power switch, usually located near the fuse box. Has the power been turned off?
And then at this time it asks you a question. So you would say yes.
Yes. If the victim stops responding, press the unresponsive CPR button. Check the victim for electrical burns. If possible, remove the victim from the source of the burn. Do not remove the burned clothing. However, do make sure the victim is no longer in contact with smoldering materials. You may see marks or wounds where the
Now, if
electricity
you want to
has
go,
entered and left the
if
body.
the victim was
These marks may seem
unresponsive, it tells you to go to here.
Was the victim choking before he became unconscious?
And let's say no.
No. Tap the victim's shoulder and shout, "Are you okay?" If he does not move or react, assume this is a life-threatening emergency.
And then you can pause it so you can do whatever action and you can continue.
And the victim may need CPR. He should be on his back on a firm, flat surface. Open the airway and look, listen, and feel for breathing for no more than 10 seconds. Tilt the head and lift the chin to open the airway.
And then it's telling you to do that.
Gasping is not normal breathing. Is the victim breathing normally?
And if the victim's not breathing normally, you would press no.
No. Is the victim between the ages of 1 and 8 years old?
And let's say no.
No. Use a breathing barrier if available and give 2 breaths that make the chest rise. If the breaths do not go in, reopen the airway and give 2 more breaths. If an AED is available, it is best to have someone else set up the AED while you perform CPR.
So it's really
Place
cool.
one hand.
It has a lot of different functions in it. That, you know, some of your general injuries that you may not know what to do. You know, you can go to it, grab it, and actually, it's actually an aid that would help you. Because sometimes in a panic situation, and if you don't have a lot of experience with medical and training, you may not know what to do or freeze up. So this is a good tool that can be used. And I'm going to leave a link where you can purchase this. I got lucky with this one. I got it really, really cheap. And I actually was able to pick this up and put it in my preps. And I can show you if you...
Bleeding.
If
bleeding,
it's in English,
if available.
if you just know Spanish,
De ser posible para las hemorragias, utilice
it'll do
guantes.
it in Spanish for
Coloque
you.
una venda estéril o un trapo limpio
Really cool
directamente
tool.
sobre la herida y presione.
So if you're interested in this, go to my description and you can find the actual site, or you may be able to find them on Amazon as well. You may be able to find used ones like I did, and it's made by Heart Smart AED. So if you go to heartsmartaed.com, they got a lot of different tools you can get, even an AED if you would want one. So check it out. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please click like and subscribe. It's the first time you've been here. Subscribe to our channel. We'd greatly appreciate you being with us and our family. And share it. I'd really appreciate you sharing. The more views we can get up to where we can start getting monetized as well. Thank you guys. Stay well. Stay prepared. And don't forget to always prepare for the unknown.